Okay, so we're going to do a quick introduction to compression submissions and how compression submissions work. One of the most important things about a compression submission, and basically your goal, is that you're trying to, number one, waste none of your weight and apply all of your weight on your partner's body. And number two, apply all of that weight in the smallest area possible in the correct area. So we're going to start by starting in the side control position and have a look at how we can alter the way in which we do side control and increase our perceived weight. So make ourselves feel a lot heavier than we actually are, and in the right circumstances we can work towards an actual compression submission from here by stopping them from breathing. So if Ben's lying in the side control position, there's a couple of things that I can do just to start with to increase the amount of weight that Ben feels on his chest. So the first thing that I want to do is that I want all of my weight to line up in one area. And I usually aim for just underneath the sternum. Reason for this is that if I aim on top of the sternum, I'm straight on top of the ribs, and the ribs are designed to protect the lungs. In any compression tap, we're trying to stop breathing from happening. You're trying to stop the lungs from opening and closing. So I want to focus all of my weight just underneath the rib cage in this area here. Best way to do that is that I find one point on my body, and that point on my body is going to sit on my partner's chest. The second thing that I can do is I make sure that I apply all my weight. So before we look at where we're going to position the body and I show that, I'm just going to quickly show how we apply all of our weight. So if I lie on top of Ben in this short side control, most of my weight is sitting through my legs and I'm wasting a lot of my weight. The second I lift my legs off the floor and I come onto my toes, my weight almost doubles. Now, my arms at the moment are taking up a large portion of the weight. So I actually don't want to squeeze. If I squeeze in general, my arms sit on the floor and it takes up a huge amount of weight. So I take my arms off the floor and I'm just going to sit them in this position. The final thing that I'm going to do to increase my weight is drive through my toes. So I drive through my toes and I make sure that I'm pretty much just on the tips of my toes and everything is driving over my opponent like this. So I'm here like this, in this position. If I want to increase my perceived weight, I push forward on my toes and I'm just lying over my partner in this position. Okay. Once you've worked out how to increase your perceived weight or use all of your weight, you then want to look at reducing the area that is making contact with Ben. And there's two different areas that we can change. One is that we can change the area on top of the body, and the other is the area underneath the body. At the moment, all of Ben's weight is spread out on one point, but I can reduce it to a much smaller point. One of the easiest ways for me to do that is that if I roll Ben forwards like this and scoop my arm underneath the spine and then roll Ben back onto my arm, now all of his body weight is sitting on top of my arm and it increases the amount of force that he feels. Now if I marry that up with lying on top of him, he's going to feel much more pressure. Okay, so now we want to increase the pressure even further. To do that, it's about how I line up my upper body with my lower body. To do this, I'm now going to scoop both arms underneath and line my chest up, and I want my chest to line up directly with my arm. So I'm here like this. I scoop under the body. I'm like almost cradling Ben. From here, I lie on top of him and I'm dropping everything on top of the body. Now from here, I start to rotate my chest, and this decreases the surface area on Ben, increases the pressure. And now from here, it's about timing. So if I sit here and I just wait and I feel Ben's breath, as he breathes out, I drop my weight and I hold him tighter. And I can just wait in this position. Ben can no longer breathe in that position. If I set it up right, you'll find that he won't be able to breathe anymore. The big thing that's stopping him from being able to breathe is that I'm lying underneath his rib cage. If I come on top of the rib cage here like this, suddenly he can breathe again. Back in this position, I'm underneath the rib cage, I pull everything in tight, and I'm just timing his breathing.